South Africa's political landscape has been thrown into turmoil following a dramatic hate speech judgment against economic freedom fighters, EFF, leader Julius Malema. The verdict, which legal experts are already calling one of the most significant rulings in the democratic era, has raised questions about Malema's political future, the stability of his party, and the broader implications for free speech and accountability in the country. For years, Julius Malema has been both a champion of radical economic transformation and a lightning rod for controversy. Known for his fiery rhetoric and uncompromising style, he has inspired millions of supporters while also alienating critics who accuse him of deepening racial and political divides. The recent hate speech case, however, has pushed him into uncharted territory, a direct confrontation with the judiciary, one that has ended in a resounding defeat. The judgment stems from a series of public remarks Malema made, remarks the court found crossed the line between political expression and unlawful incitement. While Malema's legal team argued that his statements fell under the protection of free speech, the presiding judge made it clear that freedom of expression does not grant immunity to those who propagate hatred or discrimination. The Constitution protects robust debate and political criticism, but it does not shield words that undermine human dignity or inflame divisions within society, the judge declared in a courtroom packed with journalists, activists, and anxious supporters. The fallout was immediate. Outside the courthouse, EFF supporters erupted in chants, denouncing the ruling as an attack on their leader and a betrayal of democracy. Some vowed to continue the struggle for Malema's vision of economic freedom, while others appeared shaken by the weight of the judgment. Meanwhile, critics of the EFF celebrated the decision as a victory for justice, framing it as a necessary step toward protecting South Africa's fragile social cohesion. On social media, the reaction was electric. Hashtags like #Malema verdict, #justice prevails, and #EFF protests trended within hours, sparking heated debates across platforms. Supporters framed Malema as a victim of political persecution, while detractors called the verdict overdue, accusing him of normalizing inflammatory rhetoric for too long. Analysts noted that the polarizing online response mirrored South Africa's deep divisions between those who see Malema as a revolutionary and those who view him as a destabilizing force. The ruling has also thrown the EFF into a period of uncertainty. Party insiders privately admit that the judgment could weaken their momentum ahead of the next national elections. Rivals in the African National Congress, ANC, and Democratic Alliance, DA, are already seizing the moment, presenting themselves as more stable alternatives to Malema's embattled movement. Yet, history has shown that Malema thrives on adversity, often using controversy to galvanize his base and position himself as a political martyr. Whether the strategy will succeed again remains to be seen. Beyond the immediate political calculations, the judgment carries profound implications for South Africa's democracy. Legal scholars argue that it sets an important precedent, affirming that public leaders are not immune from accountability under hate speech laws. The ruling also raises pressing questions: where should the line be drawn between passionate political speech and dangerous rhetoric? How can the country safeguard both free expression and social harmony? International observers are also watching closely. Malema has long been a recognizable figure beyond South Africa, known for his sharp critiques of global economic inequalities and colonial legacies. The verdict against him, some argue, is a test of South Africa's ability to uphold the rule of law while navigating the complexities of political populism in a fragile democracy. For Julius Malema himself, the road ahead is uncertain. His lawyers have already signaled plans to appeal, potentially dragging the legal battle into a protracted fight. Politically, he faces the challenge of keeping his movement unified while also defending his image as a fearless leader who refuses to back down. Yet, the very framing of the moment, his downfall, captures the precariousness of his position. He is at once defiant and vulnerable, powerful and exposed. South Africa now finds itself at a crossroads. The hate speech judgment is more than just a legal decision, it is a turning point in the nation's conversation about leadership, accountability, and the kind of society it wishes to build. Will this mark the beginning of Julius Malema's political decline, or will he emerge from the storm stronger, fueled by the anger of his supporters and the sympathy of those who view him as persecuted? Only time will tell. But one thing is clear: the political storm sparked by this judgment is far from over, and its consequences will reverberate through South Africa's institutions, communities, and collective consciousness for years to come.